Well, hey everyone, Grayson here from Wildwood's Honeybee Farms, and today we are going to be talking about drone-laying queens. A drone-laying queen is a very big issue in today's world in the beekeeping industry, and a lot of new beekeepers face this issue and don't know what it is, how do they solve it, and what in the world is a drone-laying queen, going more into detail. So first, let's start out, what is a drone-laying queen? So a drone-laying queen looks like a standard queen going around laying worker eggs in the worker cells, and she looks like it. The eggs are one egg per cell. It's not laying worker where the workers lay multiple eggs on the wall and on the bottom of the cell, a few eggs per day. It doesn't look like that. It looks like a normal queen, and the queen looks pretty average. But then whenever the brood is capped, you will see that it is uneven cappings. A lot of times what will happen is these drone laying queens will lay unfertilized eggs in worker size cells. So a lot of times in a normal queen going around in the hive will lay about 2,000 eggs per day, and she will lay fertilized eggs in the standard worker cells. So she will measure the cells with her legs just to see if it's a drone or a worker cell. But in a drone laying queen, she'll just lay unfertilized eggs just because she thinks that they are fertilized, but they are not fertilized. They are unfertilized eggs, and that means that unfertilized egg will become a drone. And if you let this issue go too far, then the eggs that she lays will be unfertilized, and once the bees figure out, hey, this is a bad queen, we need to replace her, and they kill her, and they try to raise a new queen out of those unfertilized eggs as we know, won't become a queen, because you need fertilized eggs from a queen that has a good sperm stored in her spermatheca to make a new queen. So if you let this issue go too far, it can have big consequences. So if you see uneven cappings on your frame, make sure to replace that queen. So first, let's start out what makes and what kind of stimulates a drone laying queen. So main few reasons is, the first one is whenever you have an old queen, so maybe a 2-3-year-old queen, maybe a lot of times she will lose her sperm. She lays so much, she uses a lot of that sperm to the point where it is gone. She still lays eggs, but they become unfertilized eggs, which is drones. The bees figure that out, and it's pretty much too late to solve that issue, like I said earlier. Another thing that sometimes can stimulate this is whenever you have a new virgin queen, if she became injured in the cell. Not all the queens are perfect. Maybe if you grafted or something, maybe you moved the cells around and you accidentally hurt her wings, injured her wings. Now she can't fly and going on her mating flight. So therefore, she stays in the hives, just walking around until she gets too bored. Then she starts laying unfertilized eggs, and then the colony is pretty much doomed after that. And you got to make sure that whenever you see a queen, make sure her back wings that they look okay. If they don't look like they can fly, better to be safe than sorry, go ahead and replace that queen. Because a lot of times if that queen is injured, she won't be going on her mating flight anytime soon. So now let's talk about what are the signs of a drone laying queen. So like I said, so a lot of times whenever you have a drone laying queen, she does not look like a drone laying queen. It doesn't look like you have a drone layer because she lays one egg per cell. She doesn't lay 5 eggs per cell. It's not like that. She lays 1 egg per cell. The only difference is once that brood is capped, you'll see in the worker cells that they will start pushing them up because those drones in that small cell get too crowded and they have to make an uneven appearance. So whenever you see that looks like in worker cells drones, go ahead and replace your queen. So now I want to get to the last thing, and this is the last tip that I would give for this, is how do you fix this issue? So this is an issue that will not fix itself, because you have to be there to fix it. If this was a feral hive, there is a big opportunity that hive is probably doomed, because they don't got a good queen in there. All they got is a drone laying queen, and they don't have any way to make a new queen. So if you see that there's a drone laying queen in there, find the queen, go ahead and kill her. I know it sounds brutal, but you have to do this. If you let it go on too far, that will doom your hive, and your hive will pretty much be doomed. It will die. Here or later, it will. So kill the queen. Either take a queen cell or buy a new queen. Or you can put a frame of larvae, good larvae, in your hive and try to get them to draw a good queen cell off that frame. I would really recommend introducing a cell that you grafted or buy a new queen. But if you don't have those options available for you, go ahead and go to one of your other hives, pull out a frame of larvae, eggs, a little brood. I'd put a couple in there just because it's going to take 4 weeks for that queen to become a mated queen. Check them 5 days later and see if they draw cells out of that frame. If you see that your other frames that have the drone laying brood on it, they're drawing cells out of that, go ahead and smash those cells and let that go from there. Then they'll start drawing cells out of the frame that you put in there. Those are the options that you have. It's not like a fix with the laying worker. You have to kill the queen in this case. In a laying worker case, you really can't kill the worker because you don't know what worker is in that hive. Sometimes there could be multiple laying workers in a hive. So whenever you have laying worker, go ahead and put a frame of brood, so then that will give the indication to the laying workers that there is brood in the hive, and put a frame of larvae and they will start making their queen. If they don't, then you might want to try to put a queen cell in their place and see if they will accept that. If they won't, then you got to keep on trying your best to save that hive. If you can't save it, go ahead and merge that little nuke that you have and put it into a stronger hive. Well, that is all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed and found some kind of info. This was a question that I had on my latest live stream about drone laying queens. And I hope this helped a lot of you guys out. If you enjoyed, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. We will catch you guys on the next beekeeping video. Take care, everybody.